Hello and welcome back to Sikich Live, Salesforce Edition. Today we're talking all things Salesforce Service Cloud. Very exciting topic with our Sikich expert, Tim Bauman. But before we get to that, I would of course be remiss to not mention to like and subscribe so that you get the notifications to this channel so that you know when we're going live each Tuesday and Thursday with new and exciting topics from ERP, IT managed services, security, CRM, and so much more. Also, don't be shy on Sikich Live. If you're in the chat right now, ask a question about something you want to know. That's why we're here. That's why we're live, to be able to answer those questions on the spot. Maybe stump our experts. Ooh, I hope that'd be awesome. But hey, we're all humans. So that's okay. Anyway, let's get right into it with our Sikich expert, like I said before, Tim Bauman. Tim, how are you? Thank you for joining Sikich Live on this beautiful Tuesday. Can you introduce yourself?
Yes, absolutely. Thanks, Michael. And thanks for the great introduction. I, however, disagree on the stumping part. I hope that does not happen.
Hey, right? Like I said, we're all human, Tim. We're just here to help.
Absolutely. Yeah, Tim Bauman. I have been with Sikich for, call it a year now. Worked with Salesforce for a few years beyond that. So, definitely have, been drinking the Kool-Aid and consider myself a member of the Ohana, as Salesforce calls it. So, absolutely enthusiastic about everything Salesforce.
Ohana is right, and mahalo to you. Thanks for joining us again. Appreciate the Sikich swag that we're wearing today.
Both right.
Representing. Perfect. Next time that you come on, though, wear some Salesforce swag. We'd appreciate it.
Oh yeah, I gotta do a mixture next time a little bit.
Exactly. We'll have to mix it up. So, well, thanks again so much for being here with us today. And I think we're just going to jump right into it. We're talking Salesforce Service Cloud, Tim. That's your specialty area, right? That's kind of what your bread and butter here.
I like to consider myself jack of all trades, but yes, it's definitely one of the areas I got more experience, and definitely one of the more prevalent, functionalities within Salesforce that we see a lot of organizations making use of. So, yes,
absolutely. So Tim, let's just start very, very high level here. Who is this for? Who's Service Cloud for? And what are some of those real just basic features? Kind of a two-parter there.
Yep, absolutely. So, aptly named by Salesforce, it's obviously going to be your service organizations, right? And basically every business has some level of, customer service they have to, execute on, whether, from whatever industry they might be in. Um, so really, these features are driven specifically for those folks that are, um, handling the issues that come up with customers, any really, cases that are submitted, things that need attention, urgent issues, all of the above. And really, there's, a lot of different, um, items, ways to engage, email from within the system, um, you know, obviously a host of different things. But one of the really cool ones that, a lot of folks don't think about a lot of times is engagement on social media with their customers. And that's even, all considering an all encompassing solution.
Yeah.
That's even part of what Salesforce offers. So.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's especially with work from home and us being so remote. Now, social media is one of those channels that customers need to have from companies, from their companies and organizations. So, definitely a great integration there, of course. So I like how you segued right perfectly into my next question. What are those different channels that are available besides social media? And you talked about email a little bit, but I know there's so many different ways that Salesforce Service Cloud assists the customers of the company that's using the Salesforce Service Cloud. So what are those ways?
Right. So all your traditional service channels are pretty much available, but my favorite and kind of the one-stop shop for really, enabling a customer and then also allowing them to decide which is kind of the most appropriate way to get a resolution is going to be that self-service community. And kind of a whole nother branch of functionality that Salesforce offers is the kind of the community cloud. But it's very integral to the Service Cloud functionality. And I can, as a customer, then log into this community, or if I don't need authenticated users, we can just make it a public community. I can go there to see what my if it's my personal account or, a company that I work for that has an account with, whatever company this might be, I can see all the historic activity, the different issues we've had, what's kind of in progress, all that great information that, we really need to show our clients. And if you think about kind of the original, how do I keep my client informed and happy, would be like the Domino's pizza tracker, right? That's kind of the ultimate of, I want to know right where it is in the process. I want to be able to have insight at every point. That's what the self-service community with Service Cloud allows you to do. And then from that, there's going to be, the option to have different help articles, things like that, to try to get a customer to come to a resolution by themselves. But beyond that, right, if they end up having something that they just really need to talk to someone, it's got to be solved live on the phone, some sort of issue like that. You can also begin a chat from the community. You can submit your case right there. You can, get your contact info to make a phone call. So all those different channels are still available.
Absolutely. And it's really neat because, Salesforce didn't just think, everybody wants to receive email or everybody wants to receive a phone call. So many different customers have different ways that they want to interact with that organization. And they, them being able to have so many different touch points for their customers, I think is just a great thing to have. And I'm glad that Salesforce has invested so much in all of those different channels.
And that's exactly right. If you think about it as a consumer, right, there might be any given moment where I'm on a client or a company's website and I see the chat icon pop up. So I just start, pinging away at the company. There's other times where it's like, no, I know for certain I need to talk to someone on the phone because this issue is so crazy nuanced that I just need to explain it, one-on-one with someone. And, at any given moment, right, you want to make sure those tools are available to your clients. Otherwise, you lose them within about 2 minutes if they can't find the information they need for customer support.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, I don't like to receive email. I prefer to go the chat route, but when I need someone right away, you're exactly right. So, regarding the community that we're kind of in, how does Salesforce ensure customers still feel like they're getting that white glove service, that personal touch on all those touch points?
Yeah, so as I kind of started to allude to,
Mhm.
you've got your company information right there. If it's kind of a B2B model, you've got your own personal information there. If it's more the B2C model, um, so right there you can say, all right, this is me. I know that this company has a record of me. um, I feel like I'm an important piece. I'm recorded as a customer. I can see that with my own two eyes. um, in addition to that, like I started to mention, you can have your own reports and dashboards and status updates, very visual representation of how the organization is progressing with the client's different issues that have come up. Um, really, so there's kind of a whole host of ways that um, a client can log in and know, yes, I'm being taken care of. Um, the help articles that I started to mention is what's called Salesforce Knowledge. That is an awesome tool to allow customers to kind of research what's already been, you know, raised as an issue for other clients. What's a best practice for whatever product I might be dealing with. Um, so there's a whole, as that knowledge library starts to be built out. It's totally invaluable resources that uh, you know a history of issues, or even if it's just proactively saying, here's all the help information you'll need. It doesn't necessarily have to be issue based. It could be, we're releasing an update to a product. Here's all the information that's relevant to the update, and let's add it to the knowledge library. Let's make that information available. So really, it's kind of the first place that someone could get the information and know, yes, I've got the upgrade. They've got my back with the documentation, so I know exactly how to handle the update. So there's all these different abilities there.
And it's great for transparency on both sides too, between the client and internally within the organization, to have that kind of knowledge base feed there. So very cool. Well, regarding the telephone kind of service, can you talk about one of Salesforce newest features, the Service Cloud Voice?
Yeah, so Service Cloud Voice is very exciting to us here at Sikich, because a lot of the different traditional um, ways that Salesforce has allowed customers to engage, online, um, and the different abilities you have for things like routing the workloads, and um, all of the different things that have traditionally been computer based, right, are coming to the telephony, which is going to be an awesome solution for certain clients. So imagine, there's obviously things out there that allow you, the call routing um, and things like that. But imagine the phone call while you're looking at a certain record in Salesforce. The phone call is routed to you, pops up on your screen within Salesforce. You've got your chat transcript or your phone transcript right there. You've got that information stored in the context of the record, so you can have your phone conversations right there when you're looking at your record in Salesforce. And then also you've got great manager insights into what are my employees' active phone calls, who needs help,
Very
who needs me to chat with them on the side and say, this is how you might want to guide the conversation or solve the issue. Um,
Hmm.
there's a kind of a console or a dashboard where the manager can see kind of all the activity that's happening. Um,
That's like
so
having a
really,
little personal assistant
yes,
that's
absolutely.
guiding you.
It is a great, and the other thing that's exciting, and it's a little bit more technical, but it's leveraging AWS and some other tools to make it all happen. So it's a kind of a cool partnership there, for the functionality.
Absolutely. So not every company is the same. All companies have different types of complex business processes and things like that. So what if a company has that kind of, you know, a more complex business process for agent productivity or balancing workloads, things like that?
Yeah, so one of the things that we kind of recommend for the Service Cloud and the organizations that, you might have an agent working on, 10 items all at once, um, and you can be flexible with whatever that number of capacity might be, but call it 10 issues. And at any given point in the day, there's, you got to be able to switch between issues. You have to be able to converse with a client on one, keep that issue straight and separate from, client B's, totally separate issue that may have some overlapping information. You can see very quickly how this might get confusing, and how it might, pose a challenge and additional work just for someone to keep, the item straight. So Service Cloud has this awesome um, ability to use what's called a console view. So things that you're looking at are actually opening up in separate tabs within Salesforce. So it's not like 30 browser tabs. Within Salesforce, it'll open another tab for you, and then sub tabs for all the relations, the related records. So if you're looking at a case, but you really need information on the contact you're talking to on the phone, click on that contact record. It's going to, within the context of your case, open up that contact information as well. So it's all really tying it together in one place, as opposed to making you go search for extra information in another browser tab or another browser window. So it's kind of like the whole concept of, now that remote work's becoming a big thing, and people really are computer based for a lot of what they do. A lot of folks move to more than one computer screen, right? This kind of allows you that ability, but within one Salesforce or one browser tab within Salesforce. So it's really kind of a cool piece of functionality.
It's so smart. Consolidation is so in right now with everyone working from home. So it's a smart move by Salesforce.
Exactly. And, on top of that, agent productivity, balancing the workload, it's really robust routing. So chat routing, case routing, call routing, default Salesforce features that you can configure right in the settings. They've got some awesome base settings for that. What you can do on top of it, though, and this is, for the really, really complex business processes that you mentioned, you've got the ability to create totally custom routing. And this is something we've done in the past for, large enterprise clients. They might leverage some layer of what, Salesforce's standard functionality, but then beyond that, it's like something so specific to what they do. And we're able to account for that, design it, solution it, put it into practice, on a level that, is really can be impressive once it all comes together. So, if you've got those really complex business rules, Salesforce is a great tool to, handle that in either a standard or a custom way.
Right. So we've talked a lot about all of the data that goes into understanding who the customer is, who the client is, all the touch points that we have with those customers. How does it all come together analytic wise? And I know Einstein, is a feature that Salesforce uses. Is that a part of Service Cloud? And what else can you tell us about analytics within?
Yeah. So specific to Service Cloud, Salesforce actually has a really vast, set of kind of standard reporting, and then also, an additional analytics suite that, it provides really powerful insights, and, all the standard, customer service industry KPIs are accounted for by Salesforce. And, as you mentioned with Einstein, so this isn't necessarily really unique to Service Cloud, but there are ways you can kind of spin the functionality so it's Service Cloud centric. And one of the things that stands out in my mind would be like Einstein next best action, which you add to your records and you can say whatever point this customer issue is at, here's kind of a list of different paths you can take to get to the resolution, or maybe it's a sales opportunity that would come out of this issue. So here's the 3 things that you should consider doing next, and how you build out that those recommendations and things like that. It's over time you've got kind of the ability to see what the repetitive things are that your agents are doing. And Einstein, it's artificial intelligence that Salesforce leverages. Once you start to build out your larger collection of data, it's going to just get smarter and smarter. So the recommendations that are totally relevant can be added, and then also supplemented with a lot of different things that Salesforce will recognize over time in the data.
Excellent. Well, Tim, that's all the questions that I have for you today. I appreciate you coming on to Sikich Live, our Salesforce edition. Hopefully we'll have you on again here soon for another topic, of course. I want to thank everyone else for joining us. Hope you got a little bit out of what Service Cloud is, how it can be helpful to your organization. And of course, if you have any questions or are interested in learning more, always feel free to visit www.sikich.com/Salesforce. Again, Tim, thanks so much. And we'll see you all for our next live on Thursday and Salesforce edition next Tuesday. Bye, everyone.